What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin and Litecoin for our daily update. Will we correct from here, or do we have further up to go? We're going to talk about that. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section down below for your chance to win a free t-shirt. We do the random comment drawing on Sunday. Also down there are a bunch of affiliate links that really help the channel out and a free Discord group. Definitely check it out if you want somewhere to hang out and talk about crypto. It's a great community, and let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Read it. And always remember, this is my opinion, not yours. So let's look at the news. We'll just check out the headlines real quick. I like to do that just to get a feel of the sentiment. Bitcoin to repeat 2017 bull run based on this key metric. Bitcoin's halving won't boost its price. As Bitcoin hits a fresh 2020 high, bulls warned of potential breakdown. This Bitcoin competitor pumped 272%. Garbage. These factors may push Bitcoin halving forward by weeks. And that's talking about the hash rate. If you guys haven't heard about it, I'm sure you can check other channels. I don't go into the news that deep, but the hash rate has risen tremendously. Let's look at the fear and greed index. We've dropped 2 points since yesterday. We are still in the greed. Reason we dropped back 2 points, people are expecting a correction here, I'm sure. All right, looking at the longs versus a short on Bitfinex, BitMEX, Binance. Total longs is 66.01% longs and 33.99% shorts. Bitfinex still has crazy longs. BitMEX still has more longs than shorts. Binance, less longs than shorts. Let's take a look at the monthly. So this is where I had said we would be really bullish if we close the monthly above this 9,200, which is quite possible. Remember though, guys, today the CME futures close, the monthly close. It is the last Friday of the month, and a lot of times there's a big dump right before it. So keep that in mind, but I'm really curious to see if we close above 9,200. That will be pretty damn bullish. Let's look at the weekly. For those of you that haven't seen, I just want to pre-warn everybody about the possibility we could be looking at here. And we'll take a Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high, bring it down to the swing low down here. And as you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit. We topped out last year right at this golden pocket zone, which is in between the 0.618 and the 0.65 on the Fibonacci retracement. Now, if we take that retracement and bring it down to the last year's high, and we bring the swing low to our bottom here, which I do believe was the bottom, guys, and 11.1, 11.2, right in that area, depending on where we hit this trend line off of these two peaks. That's going to be our Fibonacci retracement zone, our golden pocket zone. Definitely keep an eye on this area, guys. If it breaks, great, we go to the moon. If not, we have another correction, possibly down to between the 7,800 and the 8,000. Now, I'll show you why I believe that. If we look at it as an Elliott wave triangle, the triangles would be like this. This would be A, this would be B, this would be C, D, and E. And usually they break out after E and continue in their direction, which this direction would be up. This is long-term, guys. And if it was to come around in here, that would be around May, the beginning of May, end of April, which lines up with where the halving might take place. And like I said, the hash rate's going up, so the hash rate or the halving could be moved forward a little bit. But either way, that's right in the same area. So keep that in mind, guys, that 11.1, 11.2 area. We could definitely get rejection there. Another thing I want to point out, let me get the fibs off of here. is, as you guys know, when we are in a formation like this right here, and I know a lot of people were looking at this as a wedge, I am not. And as you can see, the volume has been declining, still declining. We have not had any breakout volume. That could change today, but as of now, we have not had breakout volume. So what I did was I took this bottom line that was drawn off of these 4 touches on the bottom. I cloned the line, and I bring it up here, lined up with that top wick. Let's get that wedge line out of there. And we have not broken this trend line yet. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't believe we've actually had a breakout yet. And this is right around the $9,650 to $9,700 range. So I am looking at possibly going to $9,650 to $700 range today. It is a possibility. You might know the results by the time this video is out. We are about to close. As of now, we have the 4-hour closes in about 17 minutes as of the time of making this video. So let's look at where we're at here. So on here, I have the Fibonacci retracement from the swing high to the swing low. And if we look at where we're at now, we are bouncing right on the 382 level. The next Fibonacci retracement is a 0.5, which is going to be around, excuse me, it's going to be around that 10.1. So that would be the next area of resistance if we make it up that high. Looking at the EMAs, you guys know I like my EMAs. The 55 is probably going to cross the 200. The end of today, maybe tomorrow. Actually, probably close it today. If it does cross, pretty bullish, guys. Our 8 EMA is sitting at right about 9,070 as of right now on the daily. But if this crosses, I think we have a good chance this is going to be extremely bullish and we get our next push up. Also, I want to point out that we are getting some hidden bullish divergence, but the daily has not closed, so this could get erased if if the daily comes down here. But we're getting slightly higher highs in the price action and slightly higher lows in the price action and lower lows in the RSI. Now, if you look at the RSI here, we have topped out on, you look here, we had this falling channel we popped out of, and now we are in a rising channel here. We do have room to come up, retest this one more time, and that could be what we need to get to that 96 to 9,700. If this breaks and you can see this blue rising channel, if this breaks and we come up to test the top of this blue rising channel, that could be around the 10,000, maybe even higher level. So keep that in mind also. And we'll take a look at both the bearish and the bullish case here in a minute. So looking at the 4-hour, we look at the 4-hour, the EMAs are flipping bearish a little bit. I did draw this wedge in here, and if you look, the lines match up with this here on the RSI. Now, depending on where this closes, we got another 14 minutes, so it'll be done by the time I get this video out to you. But the bottom of this, let me straighten this line out a little bit and pull this down. The bottom of this wedge right here, looks like a rising wedge, is right around 92.35. So if we break down below that, my target then would be this 89.70 area, which would line up with the 55 EMA on the 4-hour. But as you can see, we are also in this falling channel here. If we do get the pop up and break out of this channel, that's going to get us up around that 96.50 to 97.46. And I'll show you how I got those targets also in 1 second. But I do want to point out one more thing. Let me get this out of there. I'll put it back on there when I show you how I got those targets. And then we'll move on to Litecoin. But as you can see, this support line down here I got off of these 3 wicks right here. I cloned that line. I put it up here off of this peak. I put another one off of this peak and another one off of this peak. And we've been talking about that for a while, that those would be support and resistance on the way up. And that's exactly what has happened. We blew through this one, finally came up, hit the second one. We're getting resistance, 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 broke through. Now we're back below it. So if this wedge holds and we get back up here, that's, like I said, that's going to get us around that. Between 96.55 and 97.50 would be the top of this last line here. And if that one breaks, then we're looking up at these higher targets, 10,000 to possibly 10,500. So keep that in mind. But what I would be looking for is this to hold at around the 92.35 range. If it breaks that, then we're most likely headed down to retest this trend line here and this 55 EMA, which is going to be the 89.74. Keep in mind, this is the 4 hour and it has not closed yet, but we are getting, I'll draw the line on here. We are getting hidden bullish divergence. If we close up here, we're getting lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action. Keep that in mind. Like I said, we'll know the results of this by the time the video comes out. But if this does break, I'm looking around the 89.74. And if we continue up, I'm looking at the 96.50 to 97.50. And of course, if we break this top trend line here, resistance line, I'm looking at the 10,000 to 10,500. And let me show you how I get those. So we were looking at this as an Elliott wave now for a couple weeks. And if we done that, we would put, this would be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, or I'm sorry, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and this was wave 4, and we are making wave 5. It could be finished here, and we'll talk about that also. But what I want to do is take the Fibonacci trend base fib, we'll put it down, start it on the bottom of wave 2, up to the top of wave. That is not what I wanted. Sorry, guys. The trend base fib. We'll start it at the bottom of wave 2. And this is how I get those targets up top. And guys, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Elliott wave, but the fibs are what's key there. And then we'll go down to the bottom of wave 4. And as you can see here, 0.618 is the 96.50 area, and the 0.65 is the 97.46. And if that breaks through, like I said, the 0.786 of the extensions is around 10,060, and then we have the 10,500 as the 1-to-1 extension off of wave 3 and 4. So that's how I get those targets up there, guys, and it's actually looking pretty good here. Like I said, as long as this 92.25 holds here, I think we're looking pretty good. I'm definitely looking for the 96.50, 97.50 as long as that holds. One more look back at the RSI, and we'll talk about what happens if that bounces back up here. Yeah, if that bounces back up here, that would be the top of this trend line in the RSI. If this trend line breaks in the RSI, we could be coming up for one more touch up here, which could be all the way up to that 10.5 range by looking at the RSI. But keep in mind, guys, make sure you're drawing these lines, keep track of them, and see what's going on. You'll learn to read the market a whole lot better. Now let's take a look at if this is all done and we have completed the 5 waves. If that was the case, which I don't think it is, we would take the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom here to the top of where we topped out right here, if we had topped out. And what we would do there is look at the 76.67 would be the 0.618 retracement. 0.786 retracement of that would be around the 7,090, which usually wave 2 and a major wave like this, usually wave 2 comes down to these levels. It could stop at the 0.5, which is around 8,000. But keep that in mind, guys. That is a possibility if this wave's done. Although I don't think it is, but you don't go off of what I think. We go off of what we see. Just as of right now, I think we're going up to at least the 96.50, 97.50. Possibly, if we break this last trend line, we could be looking at 10,000 to 10,500. yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Another thing I want you guys to remember that we have been watching is a possible head and shoulders here. And this would be that 10.5 would be the neckline up here. This would be the left shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. This would be the left shoulder, the head forming now. And if we get that retracement, which matches up with what I was talking about earlier, could be all the way back down in March, back down to 7,400, continuing up, forming the right shoulder, and then once we break this line, off to the races. Just a possibility, just speculation. Make sure you keep that in mind, guys. And now for Litecoin. We did hit our target yesterday of 70, and we are bouncing around in here now. The 66 looks to have become support. Our EMAs are looking super bullish. Our 8 has crossed our 200 EMA there. Our 13 is looking to cross the 200 EMA next, and that would probably happen the end of today if we don't come down from here. So yeah, it's looking everything's still looking bullish. I know a lot of people are getting bearish, expecting a retracement, which I'm not saying it isn't possible, but I'm saying it still looks bullish to me. Let's look at the RSI in the daily. Still looks like we have enough room for another push up here on the RSI on this broadening wedge we have here. And that looks like it could get us up to that 75 to 75.50 range. So let's keep that target there and put a channel in there so we can keep an eye on that. But that looks like that's going to be my target for today if we continue up. Now, just like in, which also that would be, if we looked at this as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that would also be the 1-1 extension up here for the 5th wave. Now, let's take a look at this. If we have topped out, and that was the end of 5, what are we looking at then? The 0.236 is at about $62. The 0.382 is about 56. The 0.5 is about 53. And the golden pocket area lines up with this blue. Let me get it off here so you can see. Lines up with this blue support resistance line. Was old resistance, became new support when we popped up out of here. So that is a possibility. If we've topped out here, we could be looking to come down as low as a 49. But remember, the daily EMAs look extremely bullish right now. So I'm not too concerned about that, but we'll know that by the end of the day for sure. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. As you can see, we are making a channel right here in between our targets from yesterday, which is $70.66. We could bounce around in this for a while. We could do this all weekend possibly, guys, in this area before continuing up to the next target of 75. So keep that in mind. We may just be in this area all weekend before popping up. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified. That will notify you when I post new videos. Smash that like, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section down below. That gets you entered to win the free t-shirt. Also, I will leave a BitMEX or a Bybit tutorial right here if you guys are interested in learning to trade, and you can use my links down below for Bybit and Prime XBT, and they give you a sign-on bonus for making a deposit, and you can use their money to trade for a while. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'm out.